All right, Griggs, join us. I'm just checking something right now. Oh, yeah, I guess it takes a second to get there. There we go. Okay, so I've been doing this whole Facebook thing, but the videos have been they stream there, but they've been private. And I just realized that today. It's like I saw them there, but I saw no likes or anything. It's like, I'm getting shadow banned like a bastard. But now, well, technical issues. At least it's going somewhere. We're on Rumble also. That seems to be working. We're on Twitter, which gets like 2 views. We're on YouTube, that gets like 2 views. YouTube's been doing more censorship there. Yeah, they've been. I think other channels have been feeling it too. It's like they found a way to really kind of keep you in the shadows. It's like, or people don't get your notifications or whatever it is. Like, yeah, that's nice. Just business as usual. That's us in our little cubby hole here in the weird part of YouTube. Okay, so yeah, this has been kind of going around. I've been feeling this for a while too. This is the aliens going to save humanity. We'll see. They do keep us from asteroids and stuff like that. They keep that kind of quiet. We're too busy dealing with ourselves and battling ourselves. Not everybody, but it's a good amount doing that. Even on the Oscars, I guess, are a way for somebody to slap someone. It's like, give me a break. That's really sad. What helps with the ratings? Yeah, because no one cares anymore. So they might get rid of the Oscars, not anytime soon, but nobody cares. It'll become like a YouTube video, a high-end YouTube video. So yeah, there's also this savior mentality. Not to say everybody's doing that, but it is getting kind of. As more people, there's already the Christianity. Jesus is going to save you, but now it's the aliens going to save you. JFK Jr. is going to save you. So wherever JFK Jr. went, yeah, it's a hot topic. So yeah, it's just now more people are going to spirituality. Now they're getting kind of lost. Because the secret space program, they're getting tangled with that and looking for some kind of spiritual adventure, basically. Yeah, if you thought I could feel it. Maybe I don't think I'm the only one that can sense it, but it's like it's not adventure going on in the spirit realm. It's nobody cares. So, you're like some past life or like some great adventure or something like that. That's what people want to hear. Some people want to hear it. It's getting stronger. So, or the white hats are going to save us, or it's, yeah. You put white hats in the title, I might try that. See what traction I get with that one. So, yeah, it's just frustrating. It's, it's what it is. So UFO in Mosul, the orb that's in the UFO in Mosul. It's in Iraq. It's a nice tourist destination. Basically, it was found by satellite, I guess. So it's happened to some of that energy. Mosul is more interesting than the orb, actually. It is definitely a tourist destination. There's definitely a media blackout with that, too. And also Chinese pyramids, which I don't think probably many people, I'm not even aware of it myself. I just got the energy for the connected Chinese pyramids. So we're going to that. So, so are the aliens going to save humanity? Well, they are working behind the scenes, but they can't interfere too much. But we have to do our own deal, obviously. We'll see on that. Well, yeah, there's all types of stories on that. I'm not going to go too much into that one. You can go all Star Wars with that one. Uh, yeah, obviously, men are still healing from the secret space program stuff. So anyway, yeah, you can get caught up in that. That's for sure. So I was on a couple of private sessions. You have the scheduler. We have the shop here. The webinar. We have the social network behind the scenes. And then we have. What do we have? I can't show that yet. So this is about the UFO filmed by military over Iraq. I guess it's back in 2016, and this is all the. Oh, there's nothing going on in the UFO community, so we'll take whatever we can get. It's just a giant marble. I guess it's in a military base, I'm assuming. I don't think it's a Chinese balloon. Anything else? That's a balloon. No, that's definitely not a balloon, but anyway. So Mosul, however you pronounce that. As you can tell, it's a nice tourist destination. I think it's off limits for people to go there. Gee, I wonder why, because I don't know. The sites look really good, actually. I mean, I thought Syria looked bad. So I just think, and this is if you want to make an apocalyptic movie, this would be a place to go if you even walk out of that place alive. So Mosul is quite the place, though. It's definitely chisel. Yeah. I think it's ISIS came in and caused a lot of difficulties there, but yeah. And also the Chinese pyramids. I don't think, is that in China? Oh shit. Okay, whatever. That's not in China. I believe that's in China. So yeah. It does have Atlantean energy. I felt Anunnaki earlier. They probably visited it later, but there's definitely some Atlantean energy. I feel the Atlanteans did get kind of paranoid. Here you go. There's different pyramids there. Of course, there's pyramids all across the world and everything. So, okay. I think all systems go here. At least we can hope that's happening. So yeah, Atlanteans. Well, the Atlantean editors, a lot of people are becoming very delusional, like they need JFK Jr. to save them. The Atlanteans were kind of the same way during this darker times. They got more. I believe, what I can feel, the Atlanteans got more paranoid about humans. They're like a different humans, so they just got more paranoid about what humans could do to them. Humans would replace them. Humans become more powerful than them, so they need to control them. Kind of like almost like Nazi Germany type of energy. It is kind of twisted. And of course, you see that in our not modern times. We just have different cult. It's getting bad out there. Yeah, spirituality stuff's getting kind of confusing. Well, whatever. Create your own reality. But yeah, Atlanteans, the energy is going to continue on. Where is this all going? It's a very slow ascension. Let's put it that way. So we're going to the alien. Are the aliens going to save us? We're connected to alien consciousness. We'll see who wants to come through on that one. And go UFO. Mosul, we'll go into that. Energy, I'm not sure we're going to get much out of that. They're not going to tell you a whole lot about that, but it is a part of disclosure. We are getting close. Now, that's the thing about that. It's almost like a little bit of alien propaganda going on with that, too. So, and the Chinese pyramids. So, yeah, some of the spiritual stuff is looking like it's like church with aliens. It is. The alien religions are getting stronger here, so just be aware. And they're already out there. They're already pretty strong in their numbers. I'm not one of them, as you can see. Not that I want to be one of them. I don't think so. But yeah, they can come up with those crazy stories, alien stories that people get all excited about it. And they create that reality. It's kind of like what Scientology does to people. It's the same thing. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one out there to break free for some. And cats are here. They're probably back. They were running around. They tore the whole place apart, but I think they're sleeping now. And Fritzy likes to eat her toys. So I got to take stuff away from her. She eats them, then she gets sick. Yeah. That's not fun. Oh, well. All right. Okay. All right. We're going to the alien energies, and here we go. Blessings. Grease you without the Andromedans. Blessings. Send you healing. Well, this is the alien archetype, or basically the dictatorship that is being created. Some aren't always aware of it. Well, is that those that create these alien spiritual groups, when people start to like these groups, the people that create those groups want to keep people liking them. So they like the attention. So they keep doing things to get the attention. And that's what creates, you can say, the psyop. Because they're giving people what they want, but they're not really giving them what they need, like the truth, like to take time, figure yourself out, connect to your own alien or your own spiritual connection, basically believe more in yourself. But many are still having difficulties clearing that, and there is current traumas going on right now of basically souls. There are many people here are bored, so they get pulled into whatever is the most exciting, and that doesn't always go in the right direction. Look at the Bible. The Bible has a lot of excitement, and well, yes, it's like the Game of Thrones of the biblical times, at least the way it's written. And obviously, not everybody's going to agree on it, but there is a lot of that going on there. So at least you can look at that aspect of it. Let's put it that way. So, but that's been the difficulty part about assisting this world. I mean, a lot of alien beings, yes, are here around working, but yes, many of them incarnate here. So many of you are star seeds of Andromeda beings, Zeta beings, Arcturians, and so on. So there is alien groups are helping. Of course, yes, there's also the dragon beings, elf beings that are here. Also, they're protecting nature as humanity tears it apart. So that's why you help your elf people, your dragon people, your elements, your fairies. It's just basically to keep the earth together as the souls that incarnate here try to figure themselves out. And this world is free for all, so it's what you need to do to figure yourself out. And yes, the world might get damaged in some regard. It's understanding of that. So for humans to start figuring that out themselves. I mean, yes, you have a kid that has crayons and wants to draw over the walls, but then they become an adult and then they start wars in Iraq and things like that. It doesn't mean that's one way of looking at it, at least. There is just that the adult can be more damaging. So it's just, you're not always seeing it, not to look down on humanity or anything like that, but humans are trying to figure themselves out to just not have a lack of direction. Yes, you're here and you don't know why you're here, but if you start looking, you will find it. It might take a while because some do get pulled into other programs and ideas and get lost. Yes, the more fantastic, the better. Yes, your attention can be manipulated. But as alien beings, we can only do so much. We bring our star seeds here that incarnate here, but they get lost here also. It's like the maze of being lost, but also there is many truths brought here, Well, all that gets suppressed. Now, the truth is here, but obviously it's not that complicated. But humans are complicated, so they've been manipulated throughout reality to want something complicated. And so you might hear the truth here, but it's just not that interesting. To slow down, take it easy, connect, not let the world affect you so much. Yes, the banking systems are going through difficulties. Yes, that will be slowed down. That's they're going to try and stop that from causing mayhem, but there will be some trouble there, yes. But it's just focusing on yourself is the hardest thing. It's not the most exciting. But focusing on what you have within your own energy of what to release, what's hidden within your field. Now, not everything can be mentioned because not everybody wants to hear about it. But what you need to release to figure yourself out. What's blocking you? It doesn't mean timelines. You're given enough time to figure yourself out. It might take 10, 20, 100 years. Doesn't mean I have to be here for 100 years, but there is, yes, there's only so long it can go. You have a certain time frame. You can't be here forever. But some figure themselves out around their 60s and 70s when they finally slow down, take it easy. So they wonder why people get old. They got all that, what they need to get out of their system. They finally start slowing down, start taking themselves more seriously. And that's when they really start to figure themselves out. Now, not to say everybody has to grow to that age, but that does happen a lot around that time frame. And others at a younger age trying to heal, they just want fantastic. Yeah, some do. They want adventures because they remember that from other lifetimes. They forget what world they're on. Yes, you might be on this planet, but is your reality somewhere else? And there's a lot of that going on. Yes, you wonder why people don't get always a proper energy reading. It's because, yes, you might be on Earth, but your energy is on another planet. And you're reading their energy on this planet, and it's not too exciting. Well, if they come back into their field, they can heal. But if you're off in another reality, which many are, it's hard to do anything with that, as some of you know. Blessings. Greetings, we have the Zetas. Blessings. The UFO, Mosul, frequency. Of course, as that's been going on for some time. So news of this UFO is more propaganda, just to keep the UFO energy on the hot list. They don't know what to do with it just yet. They might use it for an agenda, but mostly they're just going to call it UFOs or UAPs, whatever they want to call it. They're going to continue that agenda because they know people want it, need it. They're kind of feeling, but they're feeding the manipulation. They're not going to really tell you anything. There might be some disclosures, but not what people are wanting. Now, when you start seeing pictures of alien beings, now some of those will be real. It might be fuzzy, it might not make a whole lot of sense, but that'll probably happen eventually. And that's not necessarily a manipulation either. That's when they start to get more brave. Your government becomes more brave and showing this because they do have pictures of that type of stuff. Doesn't mean they're going. Not is anybody going to believe it. Not that it really matters. But little by little, there'll be more aliens caught on camera, which has already been happening. It's just not been released. It's not hard to catch them. They come out every once in a while. Let's put it that way. But a place like Iraq is most likely somebody will see it, where everything is just your reality is just collapsed. But it's not like they're in Iraq seeing aliens. Or it doesn't work that way. It's not that easy. But as the Earth does change its frequency, humanity, it doesn't mean that humanity has to be perfect. It's still going to have its difficulties. But over time, more alien sightings or alien beings will be seen. Now, once again, do you believe it or not? It's another story. but most likely that'll be poor part of your society. And there will be some posing as an alien by people saying, well, some will actually channel it for sure, but there'll be also others that or channeling it in a different way, like they would dress up like an alien, be like a Nordic being, and they know they're connected to them, so they actually start to remember. So that would be fascinating. Yes, you're going into crazy times when that happens. Well, there's start a trend also when more people are tapping, but there's still going to be confused, lost, and it doesn't mean it's going to be your ascension as some of you are looking for. But I would expect some kind of intervention, though. This is brings this is the Chinese consciousness. There's also the Atlantean energy, the Chinese frequencies of yes, you're basically the pyramids elevated the energies of the Atlanteans. The Chinese didn't necessarily need it. It's more like an Atlantean energy. Basically, it's like having like a satellite or a Wi-Fi dish, a Wi-Fi connection all around the world. Of course, pyramids are also not just for communication, also used for healing abilities, and also for levitation. Basically, keeps the frequencies high. So it's basically as the Atlanteans started losing their energy and the Earth started losing its energy, the pyramids took up for it. It's kind of like changing your thermostat on your planet. But it did cause a lot of difficulties because humanity wasn't ready for that energy. Now, regular humans were fine, but it just basically kept the alien beings more of their higher frequency. But eventually it did corrupt them over time. Well, because they weren't connecting to their own power anymore. They're kind of doing it artificially. And that's where more darkness kind of came in, at least through the Atlantean beings. So it's not all of them, but quite a few of them. That's when they started to not think clearly and start lose their focus. And then that's when the world really started to shake and lose itself. And you had like a version of a flooding, but also an ice age, a version of it. So yes, a cataclysm. So basically, the pyramids is like a fix, and it did work for a very long time until the ones that knew how to use the energies of the pyramids they died out. There's only so long you could live, and then the newer generations came in, and they weren't really connected to the pyramids as strongly as the ancestors were, and that's where the darkness started to move in. So it was working in the beginning. It was you say a beautiful sight. It was something quite new for the energy fields there, but really was there to keep the energies fields of the Atlanteans and other higher dimensional beings. And Lemurians had nothing to do with it. They can go underwater. I mean, they went. I mean, it wasn't much they could do anyway. It was already kind of decided. But it's also brought the pyramids also brought other alien beings here. Some of the Syrians, some of the Warrens, the Hathor beings. It brought other species here, so it has a positive side to it. It did add more to your population, you can say, as extraterrestrial energy. But they were fine. The Atlanteans were not. The Hathors are quite fine. It's just that it's like when you're connecting, it's like visiting a planet, and all of a sudden you see the ones that are inhabiting your world kind of losing their minds, and it slowly occurred. That's when the alien beings started to disappear. They couldn't see them anymore because the Atlanteans became greedy and wanted to control everyone. They're like the Nazi party, but times 1,000. They really just lost control. They just became so paranoid, became the worst enemy, and just and some of you can probably remember those members even going to China for safety, getting away from that energy. Of course, a lot of that's been blocked because you start opening those memories up, it can get quite intense. Some of you are remembering, some are able to handle it, but it's such a different world back then, as some of you know. You see the your You see the ancient sites, and for the ancient sites to kind of rebuild themselves to their higher frequency, you have to be at that frequency also. So for you to be at that frequency, society be at that frequency, you just create, and that's when the world starts to shift. But basically, doesn't mean you rebuild the ancient sites, but you kind of build new frequencies. Just for some place to live, you're living a different life, you have a different mindset. Obviously, the world's not quite there yet, but even structures in your future will be more advanced, as some of you can probably see that as it's going to happen eventually. Now, how long it lasts is another story. You say some of these temples, even the one that was built in Jerusalem, with the golden, the golden temple, that is technically a higher frequency structure, kind of. There's a lot of manipulations connected to it, of course. It wasn't really designed for a higher frequency energy, but there will be times when more higher frequency structures are built. It doesn't mean it'll save the world, but we'll start to change the frequency of the world slowly.